People often get into something with expectations and preconceived notions in tow. It seems part of human nature for these to be unrealistic. It cannot be helped but to strive for perfection, especially when things seem to have so much promise. This kind of thinking carries on with just about anything, and online business is surely one of these. These kinds of goals are quite difficult and even impossible to reach. Even so, people will try their best to achieve them with gusto. Now let me give you a sample scenario here. Let's say you're setting up an online business hoping to earn a big paycheck within the first few months. You do this with little knowledge and no plan to guide you along the way. Over time, you start to realize that these promises are not being fulfilled. You then start to think that nothing is happening, and you start to panic or you become disappointed. Well, more often than not, people head into online businesses bringing with them a list of expectations. Earning a huge sum of money, working any time they want, and spending more time on vacations are just some of the more common terms. No matter what's included in this list, though, they all point to one thing. Most people actually have expectations that are unrealistic and cannot be achieved. Unless you are a magician, there really is no way for these things to come true. For instance, earning an unlimited income is simply way out of this world. Not even billionaires can dream of a paycheck this big. It's quite common for newcomers to online businesses to have these kinds of expectations, and it doesn't help that advertisers continue to drum up their claims either. Without taking a moment to think more carefully, people jump onto the bandwagon with these far-reaching expectations, only to be disappointed in the near future. When a person expects something, he or she tends to lean on it so much that it becomes somewhat of an obsession. This particular thing is the only outcome anticipated. While it may not seem like a good idea, expecting less is actually much better, especially during the earlier stages. Setting the bar too high only leads to disappointment and frustration. The best thing to do here is to get your head out of the clouds and start seeing things the way they are. There's nothing wrong with pursuing a realistic set of goals after all, and this will also help you define the criteria for evaluating your success. Your expectations should be grounded on reality, but still be idealistic enough to view success. Getting rich quickly from online business is one of the first things that motivate people to join in. Now, do yourself a favor and don't fall for this trap. Remember that to get to the top, you have to expect trials and even failure once in a while. Chances are this is a new field for you. With this in mind, it's best to get the lay of the land and see how things go. In other words, spend some time learning more about online business before even attempting to get started. Above all, having a plan about how you're going to conduct your business eliminates any unrealistic expectations you may have. Keep track of your progress and appreciate the small victories that you're going to get along the way, but still keep your eyes on the prize. Still along the lines of making a profit, many entrepreneurs dream of landing a huge paycheck all at once. It is thought of so much that it becomes a major driving force behind the business. While there's nothing wrong with this idea, it does become an obsession, especially when left unchecked. The grand prize, as seen by many, is the only acceptable outcome. However, this kind of thinking is wrong. It ignores the small victories that come along more frequently, but are equally important for success. These often go under the radar and unnoticed since the bigger prize is anticipated. Small victories may be small profits, or finding a product or strategy that works. No matter what this may be, it still counts towards the bigger picture. Appreciating the small things also helps in your motivation towards success and your bid in joining the big league someday. You're more likely to earn smaller profits more frequently, and it is possible to earn a fat paycheck, but it doesn't happen within the first few months, let alone overnight. Now, there's nothing wrong with going for perfection, but this often slows you down and gets you distracted from achieving your goals. Going into business, a lot of people want to do things right the first time. They think a lot about what should go onto their websites, and they spend a lot of time drawing a plan. Things such as search engine optimization, posting content, and keyword research are quickly looked into as well. The problem with this approach is that it preoccupies you to make plans. This eats up a lot of your time and keeps you from taking action. Eventually, your plan is all that you have. Nothing ever leaves the drawing board, and you're stuck at the starting line without moving at all. Looking around the web, you must have seen a few half-baked websites from other entrepreneurs. They may be far from perfect, but the fact that you can see them is an important lesson you need to learn. Someone took action, and the result is that website that you just visited. Striving for perfection is a good thing, but it does slow you down sometimes. When something comes up and you're certain it's feasible, then don't look back, just go for it. Whether you succeed or fail doesn't really matter. The important thing here is that you tried and you put yourself in action. Okay, in the next video, I'm going to talk about how you can take that action one step further and plan for continuous growth.